In today's video, guys, we are on the the Mark 5 Golf GTI, and that is purely because the TVR is a long-term project. Probably won't leave this workshop until it's running, which I have no idea how long that's going to be. So I can't have two cars in here that are mobile, so we need to get one of them on the road, and the Mark 5 GTI should be a fairly quick turnaround. So the engine rebuild starts here today, and I appreciate it's been a long time since I last did a video on this car, so click in the top right hand corner, just remind yourself of where we are up to date. To be fair, there's not been much on it. And yeah, part one, engine rebuild, starts today. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you do enjoy these videos, please do like and subscribe. And also follow me on Instagram at saving_salvage. Now, I'll just remind you very briefly of where we are. If you can't be bothered to go back and watch the other video, I understand. I'll try and sum it up in 30 seconds. Oil pickup pipe got completely clogged up and starved engine of oil. Camshafts did not receive oil and started to get hot. Camshaft got very hot, seized and melted itself together, which resulted in the cam belt snapping, so I've had to remove the cylinder head and the turbo because that is also seized due to lack of oil. And that is pretty much where we're up to. I can't show you the old cam belt because I don't know where it is, I can't find it. Anyway, it's snapped in half. So I will show you what I have now bought to start the engine rebuild process. I'll put any brands that I mention here, I'll put a link in the description of where I bought the parts, because anyone that's doing this project will obviously need these parts as well. So we'll start with a full head gasket kit, which is kindly supplied by BGA Automotive. This includes pretty much everything that you'll need: head gasket, exhaust, a rocker cover, I think even there's a few camshaft oil seals there as well. So yeah, everything you need to do the head gasket, even got oil return gaskets as well. And I've also got a full timing belt kit for the car as well. Under here, I have actually bought a new cylinder head because the old one, as you saw, was all melted and yeah, it's no good, so that's scrap basically. So I bought a new cylinder, well, a second-hand cylinder head off eBay, which had been sat for some time, so I actually sent that away to be fully reconditioned, so I'll get that out of the box in a minute to show you. I also had 4 injectors from the old head, and I had 4 injectors from the new head. I sent all 8 away to be tested, flow tested, and yeah, cleaned as well. Unfortunately, I'm an idiot, so I managed to only send 7 away instead of 8, which is stupid. So I have got these back, and as you can see here, sent 7 away, 4 had actually failed, and now after cleaning, all 7 have passed, and they also had replaced the filters because they had broken up. And what I can now do is I can pick 4 of the closest flow rate. So the flow rates at the closest, I will use those 4 to try and get as best matched for the engine as possible. And the people I used to do the injectors was Bob Beck Fuel Injection in Coventry. Again, link in the description. All I had to do was send in the injectors. They clean tested them, labelled each injector as well, so I can literally just pick which one I want, and they just sent them back to me. So easy as that. I've also got a standard KO3 new turbo core in here, which we're about to fit. I bought that from Dan at Litco, and I've also got, no, I think that's pretty much it actually. I was going to buy, this is the pickup pipe, I was going to buy a new pickup pipe, but the only problem with these is they just clog up with mud and debris, and not mud, but you know what I mean, like carbon deposits and all that. So I thought, well, why don't I just clean it? So as you can see here, look, that's probably the best angle. All I've done is just completely clean out the old one, so it's pretty much the same as buying a new one now, so we can just refit that. Here is the exhaust manifold with the actuator, new turbo core. We're going to fit that now in the box, and we're going to marry it up to the other side of the turbo, the inlet side of the turbo, and then we'll have the turbo complete, and then I'll get the head out the box, show you what I've had done to that, and then we'll go ahead and fit them to the car. So it's a pretty simple process to fit a new core. So actually I want to fit it to the intake side first. Give it a bit of a rag and just clean. And then it's just a simple case of fitting like that. And there is 4 8mm nuts. I'll just go round the outside. And now we'll bring it round to the exhaust side. I'm trying to do this so you can see it. Annoyingly, I've run out of gloves and they're being delivered today, so I'm going to have to just get very dirty. And then we've got the exhaust side, which has to go in a fixed position because there is a little guide pin on it here, and there's a little hole on the core around here, so it can only go in one position. The exhaust side just has a floating washer here that when you do it up, it will compress. So if we just slot it over like that and twist. There you go. I just need to put it down enough so I can just put my clamp around it here. Look. Again, I'm not going to do it tight yet because I need to get everything in position. So that is the core fitted to both sides of the turbos. Now I've just got to marry it all up so it's in the right position. So just skip forward. I've now fitted this all in the correct position with the actuator, which is the main giveaway. So that can only really go in one position. If I do need to very slightly tweak it once it's in the car, then I will do that. Obviously, it's easy, very easy to do, but I'm 95% sure that is in the correct position, purely because of the actuator. So next thing I'm going to do is I have a oil, I think it's an oil return, yeah, oil return pipe, which goes from the turbo to the block. So I'm just going to swap that over from the old core onto the new one. I lacked out here. I didn't realise I had actually marked it before. You can't see it from here, but basically I've ended up putting it bang in position. So that is the turbo all now built. I'm just going to put it down for a minute so we can get the head up. Right. So here's my cylinder head, completely refurbished. Gave it to the guy, he completely stripped it down, camshafts out, carrier off, even removed all the valves, replaced all the guides in the valves, reseated the valves, refitted them all, camshafts fitted. He also did a hot tank degreasing and he skimmed it. And he did a crack test as well. And as you can see, he's kindly put the camshafts back in and timed everything back up, cam chain back on at the back there. And yeah, the cylinder head is ready to go. You won't be able to see it, but part of the hot tank degreasing is a carbon clean. So all the valves are completely decoked and nice and clean. And I shall show you on the back. All nicely skimmed and looks brand new. Beautiful. So just before I fit it, I'm just going to remove the old timing belt roller and the tensioner because we have new ones of these, so we don't need them. So I'll just get them out of the way. So all I've got left to do is put on my end cap, which is like my fuel pump. The fuel pump in here, driven off the intake cam, and there's a little spline on here which just goes into the groove of the intake camshaft, and that will then spin that, which will give me my high pressure fuel pump, which is here. And then all I've got to do is just put my cam follower in the back there, but I don't have to do that now. So if I just quickly, it's been fine because it's been upside down. What way around does this go? Probably this way. Beautiful. Right, I'm just going to nip all those up and then that is done. Now we come over to the block here, which I have just cleaned up because it was looking pretty worse for wear after being sat for quite some time. So as you can see, look, nice and clean now. I've just blown all the dust out of the bores and I've just used a nice cloth just to get rid of everything, so it's all now nice and smooth. So we just need to get a head gasket here. And I'm hoping that should be the right way up, I think. And using the two locating lugs at the back there, look, one there and one there, we can see that it is in fact the right way around because that is the only way it can be, apart from, no, wrong way around. You had a 50-50 there. Put it the way around. And there we go, that is much better. That is now looking like it covers all galleries. Beautiful. So now we're like that. All we've got to do is slap the cylinder head onto the block. Oh, and I thought it'd be easier to get the turbo into position now instead of trying to squeeze it into some stupid little gap after the cylinder head is fitted. So I've literally just plopped it back there, moved the exhaust manifold back a little bit, so yeah, we can easily just put our head on. Clean up. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So now I get my new bolts. Right, so with the cylinder head now in position, I've got my torque settings here. I'll just put it up briefly on the screen so you can see the sequence, because there is a specific sequence you have to tighten a cylinder head. So I'm just going to go and do that now and get it fully torqued up. And then yeah, that is the cylinder head in position. Now that is the top of the engine pretty much done. So to save getting any like dust or debris or anything falling in the top of the engine, I can actually now put my rocker cover back on. So I've got my new gasket here. I've just got to remove the old one, which does actually look pretty worse for wear, especially around the spark plug holes. So let's just pull that out. Well, you can tell it needed replacing, it's very brittle. Next, I've got my intake flaps, which are covered in carbon deposits, look. So I'm now just going to clean those up. Right, there we go, nice and clean. I mean, well, I say nice and clean, they're mostly clean. I've got all the carbon off them anyway, look. So they were absolutely covered before, so all I've got to do left now is to slot them in. Making sure I get them the right way up. There we go. There we go, done. Right guys, I'm going to leave it there for part one of the engine rebuild. So all we've got left to do in the next episode, I'll probably just smash it out and get it running in the next episode, to be fair. We haven't got much to do. Injectors, inlet manifold, obviously time the engine up, cam belt, water pump, fit the turbo at the back there, fit the sump with the oil pickup pipe, put some oil in it and put some water in it and start it. It should be that straightforward. So it's going to be a bit of a pain because I'm going to have to take the TVR off of there and basically swap them over so I can get the Golf on the ramp. So I'm going to get that done in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy the part one of the engine rebuild. As I say, it should only really be a two-part kind of build to get this up and running. And then, yeah, we have a mobile Golf. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.